Hi, third graders. So I'm going to be reading your Wonders book if you've chosen to follow and listen along with me. Excuse me. I'm in my Wonders book. Let's go ahead and start sharing. And if you are listening, I would like you to follow along. So I'm on page 238, A Great American Teacher, in your Wonders book. So please go ahead and make sure you have that out. And last week we read for our wonder story about finding Lincoln. And we talked about in the story, we read about in the story how one person can change a person's life. And through kindness, which is our life skill, we thought about that. So today we're going to look up here. This is about one woman who helped many African Americans to get an education. Her name was Mary McLeod Bethune. And there she is, a great American teacher. So be thinking about this. This is a biography, that's our genre. So that means it is a story written about this great teacher. Okay? In the past, some children in the United States could not get an education. Mary McLeod Bethune helped change that. Mary was born in 1875 in South Carolina. Her family lived in a tiny cabin on the cotton farm. Mary and her 16 brothers and sisters worked on the farm. Back then, few schools in South Carolina taught African American children. Mary's early life. One day, Emma Wilson came to the farm. She wanted to teach African American children. Mary was eager to learn, although her parents needed her help on the farm. They let her go to school. Miss Wilson inspired Mary to learn, and soon she finished school. Mary wanted to continue going to school, but her family had no money. Then Mary Chrisman helped. She paid for Mary to go to college. It was not easy for Mary. Some people wanted to deny African Americans the chance to learn. Mary showed her bravery by standing up for her right to an education. After Mary finished college, she became a teacher. She dreamed of opening a school for African American girls. Truly inspiring, huh? Let's look on the next page. Everyone gets a chance. In 1904, many African Americans moved to Daytona Beach, Florida, to build a railroad. Mary decided to open a school for the railroad workers' children. Building a school was hard work. Mary rented an old cottage for the school. Her neighbors helped her fix it up. The first students were 5 girls and Mary's own son. The students used burnt wood for pencils and crushed berries for ink. Many biked around town asking people to contribute to the school. More students came. They sold vegetables and gave concerts to raise money for the school. So this is a picture of Mary's childhood home. Changing lives. By the 1920s, Mary needed a bigger building for her school. She opened a larger school that joined with another school nearby. The school became Bethune Cookman College. Mary grew up poor, but she helped many African Americans have more opportunities. Because of her, many African Americans received an education. She was a leader who was inspired to teach. Mary's story still inspires us. And here she is, Mary with her students in 1905. Truly, truly inspiring. Think of where Mary started in her own childhood and think of how she got to the place that she was at. She opened her own school. She followed her dream and she didn't give up. Pretty incredible. Again, here's that question. When we read Finding Lincoln, we had this question too, not about Mary, but how did Mary change the way people thought? That's a big question. You're going to be answering that today on your Google form. And who else has changed people's lives? All right. I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I did.